Okay. Yeah, thanks, Anne. Sorry, she says it looks like it's signed by Judge O'Loughlin. Oh yeah, we're too close. Yeah. Now, he has been arrested and charged with, he was charged with a threat to kill based on an email that was allegedly sent from in and around Joe's property about 18 months ago. Now, Joe has stated under oath that he did not send that email. We now know that members of the detective unit from Harcourt Street and detectives from Ballina were creeping around Joe's house in night time, and we know this because we found a Garda baton in the long grass the morning before he was arrested, or well, they attempted to arrest him, leading to this long-winded fracas now and all these exchanges with the guards. But the point to note here is that they've arrested this man, Joe, on an allegation that they can't prove, they can't substantiate, that he has denied. And I just want to contrast this with something that happened to me personally in the High Court in Dublin last year, in front of President Nicholas Kearns himself, the President of the High Court. A man walked up to me, and you'll excuse me, I won't use the expletives, but he said, "You're going to be effing killed." And he said it to me right there in the court with several people who heard it, and I immediately said to Nicholas Kearns, "Judge, my life has just been threatened." Nothing was done about that. We went and reported it to Garda Síochána in the Bridewell in Dublin. Nobody ever got a phone call even from those guards. Not one of the witnesses was ever called, even though I followed up with letters to the Garda Commissioner and so on. Now, it's just one small example of how the rules apply when they want them to, and they don't when they don't. And if our justice system can't be trusted, then we are in a serious, serious problem indeed. Now, I would like to add one thing, guys, here. I know we all might have different opinions on this, but I'm of the opinion that most rank-and-file Gardaí are decent men who are in a very tough spot. Now, I say that, I know there are exceptions to the rule.
You're entitled to your opinions.
Yes, okay. I just want to give credit to the decent ones. However, as was said earlier, they're stuck in a job, they're being given instructions, they do not have to carry out those instructions. They could get together in their union and complain to the Garda Commissioner, to the Minister for Justice, that they're being directed to break the law repeatedly.
Whistleblower.
Yes, we know about the whistleblowers. We also know about every time that we've been thrown out of courts here, or where the doors have been locked and we haven't been allowed in. That's completely against the law and against the Constitution. They simply can't do it. Not if you're reading the rules, but they are doing it. And when we try to complain about it, we get ignored. Now, we've launched numerous complaints. I personally have tried to prosecute some of these guards. I was assaulted last year, and I've got 2 injuries which will require surgery. And I'm not exaggerating, guys. They will require surgery on my shoulder and on my stomach. A violent assault by about 6 or 7 guards in the Bridewell court in Dublin. I have been trying to lodge complaints with the Garda Ombudsman. The Garda Ombudsman covered up what was going on. The CCTV has been lost, etc., etc. So I've now tried to prosecute 5 of those guards, plus 2 members of the Garda Síochána Ombudsman Commission for conspiracy to interfere in the administration of justice, which, for those of you that don't know, is what they call an indictable offence. It's a serious offence, and you go to jail for 10 years for it. I've also tried to put prosecutions through the courts, and I think now, without exaggerating, I think we've had 8 or 9 judges in a row run out of their courtrooms or come up with some ridiculous excuse to avoid dealing with these prosecutions. And then what happens? Colm and I start getting summonses to turn up here, being charged with disturbing the peace when we challenge Judge Kilrain on breaking the law in his own court. It's a farce, guys, and that's why we're all here. We're here to let the powers that be know we're going to start doing what we can to stop this. And I'd like to let you know that there'll be I'm not plugging it here, but there'll be a little book coming out in about 2 weeks. Watch out for it. It's called DIY Justice, Do-It-Yourself Justice in Ireland, okay? And I'll be putting it all over the internet. But in that book will be the instructions about how you or I or any ordinary citizen can prosecute anybody who lives in this country, including all the way to the top, right up to the Minister of Justice. And she's the next one on my list.
Running.
Now we'll have a few words from Jerry Ross for the Irish Natural Hill Farm. Thank you.